Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz. As always, we're gonna be digging deep as well as keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and please get ready. Buckle up, get ready to join the conversation. Look, as always, my friends, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I really appreciate it. We're continue to grow this platform each and every step of the way with new subscribers, listeners, viewership numbers. I'm telling you, we see results and we're seeing them quick. So I just want to say thank you. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, or subscribe to our Rumble. Subscribe, follow on all of our platforms, and also share with friends, with family. We want to keep on growing this movement of great conversation. We love to entertain you guys, but we most of all want to inform you all as well. Now, look, I might not have all the answers, but I can at least kind of bring up the conversations to you all to do your, for you to do your own research, because that's what I do here. I do my own research. When I hear certain things, I'm like, look, I'm a skeptic. I'm not always going to say, oh, yeah, right, really, I didn't know that. No, you gotta do your own research. That's what keeps the gotta keep the brain working, man. That's one of the biggest muscles that one of the muscles that I feel like we all lack on exercising is our brain. So yes, new episodes we drop new episodes weeknights, on all digital and streaming platforms, the streaming platforms of YouTube, Rumble. You can also check episodes on demand by downloading the Goatverse TV app. You can check us out on Goatverse TV on the Goatverse TV network. Download the app, is free. You can download it uh via the App Store or Google Play Store, on through Roku or Amazon Fire. So those are your four options right there. As I mentioned before, it's free, no hidden fees. I'm honored to be a part of this the amazing family at Goatverse TV, with some, leading with other awesome personalities. There's great programs on there, including your boys. So I'm very honored to be a part of that. You can also listen to us on wherever you get your podcast. You can find it. You can check us out on all major podcast platforms. You can also listen to us on the radio airwaves through our partners at WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of the Metro Atlanta area. Look, new episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show drops on their radio station Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to follow us from there and listen in. And we want to thank them for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. All righty, my friends. Look, I don't know about y'all. There's so many goals and things that I'm trying to pursue in 2025. Right? I feel like we just started, but it's been going by pretty fast because we're already like what getting close to month number. Wait, yeah, we're getting close to month number 4 already. I mean, geez, Louise, it has been going by so fast. My wife has been keeping me, uh, got me on a strict leash because she realizes my closet is insanely junky. Right? It's very discombobulated. I try to uh keep it neat and coordinated and fixed up nice. I lack. I'll be honest with my schedule. It's like I'll throw one thing here and I'm like, I'm gonna get back to it, and eventually it turns into a whole Mount Everest. And my wife is like, oh no, we got to change this up. So literally, like, each night we've been clearing out one side because I do need to downsize my closet. Right, I have a lot of clothes, some of them that still have the tags on them, some that I just can't wear it anymore, and I do need to clean it out. So she's been keeping me afloat, keeping me focused with that. And while we were cleaning my closet, y'all, let me tell you something. Talk about a blast from the past. I end up finding my very first cell phone. Now I'm 30 now. I got my first cell phone. I want to say I was probably mm, I could have been I'm just gonna say fourth or fifth grade. Between those two, I want to say fourth or fifth grade, I got my first cell phone. Now, sorry, I'm clearing out my throat here. So during the period when a lot of my classmates and friends were getting cell phones, everybody was had flip phones, or I don't know which model, make, or whatever, but it was, or phones that slid, and boom, you had like the screen, you slide it up, and then you had your keyboard right there. So my parents was like, well, let's just get him something like basic, something that he can just, hey, look, contact us for emergencies and all that stuff. They said he don't need them extra features. He don't need all that stuff. Now, mine, I think when I first asked for a phone, I might have swayed him saying, look, I mean, if I'm left at school or if something comes up, I need to call you for an emergency, blah, blah, blah. Again, I had this whole presentation. So I end up swaying and they got me a cell phone. When I tell y'all, they got me a my first phone was a singular Firefly. It was a Firefly singular. So if y'all, for those who are watching, you see this little thing? It's literally smaller than a beeper. Look at that bad boy, still in good condition. Do you see that? It has a little Firefly in the back. Singular Firefly. It is like this is I didn't know how small this thing was. And so it came in like my little case, which hooked to my pants, like if I had a little beeper. Oh, when I tell you, I was so embarrassed when I got this phone because all my other classmates and friends had flip phones, and their phones are so nice, and they wanted to show them off. I'm like, I don't really want to show off my phone. Y'all gonna make fun. I want to show up. And what kind of phone you got, man? I forgot. I left it home. Darn, I left it home again. Eventually, that excuse I couldn't use it. Couldn't use it all the time, and so eventually people were like saying, "Man, you lying? What you got in there?" Man, they saw that phone. They like, "Oh my goodness, Arrington, what is this?" Needless to say, that cell phone didn't last forever. I went on to getting a flip phone, still staying with Singular. Singular, the company, eventually got bought out by AT&T. But when I saw this, I said, "Oh, this is memories." My wife saw it. She's like, "Trash." I'm like, "You girl, you better not. That's memories. That's a collector's." Now I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Arrington, you one of those. Ooh, it's a collector's. You're a hoarder. No, I'm not a hoarder. I just love to collect memories. All right. Memories is something that you cherish because eventually in the future, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I remember I had this, I remember I had that," and then you're gonna regret it. So I like to keep memories. I don't like to hoard things. I just keep selected things, right? Anyways, I had to give y'all a little show and tell of that because when I saw that, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I can't believe I still have this. So shout out to Singular. shout out to whoever out there in America had a Singular Firefly. Let me know in the chat if y'all even remember the Singular Firefly. That thing brought back memories. Memories of the corner of my mind. Anyways, what else? Oh, I forgot to dude, follow us on social media. Please follow the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Substack. Please do so. I truly appreciate it, my friends. We want to keep on growing those social media followers because, hey, when you have an hour-long show, you tend to don't have enough time to share everything you want to. And so that's where social media comes into play because that's, I have all the time in the world to share. And so much stuff occurs like in an instant. And I'm no journalist, but I do want to keep you guys aware of like this is what's going on right now. This was happening in our world and so on and so on. So please do me a favor, follow us on social media. I truly appreciate it. All right, my friends. Look, now let me go ahead also and shout out some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Ingenious Gin. That's right. You want to grab yourself a delicious bottle of this amazing Ingenious Gin. Look, whether you're celebrating or going through something really sad, look, you're just looking for that great, sophisticating, delicious gin, delicious beverage. For all you gin connoisseurs out there, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin. It's a minority-owned, black-owned gin. It's awesome. It is so good. Be sure to go visit your local spirit stores, or you can shop online by going to www.ingeniousgin.com. Ingeniousgin.com. It is the gin of thinkers. You have to be 21 or older to purchase. And do me a favor, my friends, please drink responsibly. We don't want y'all going crazy out here in these streets. All right, my friends, look, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Look, next up on I would like to, because we don't have a fun fact, but one thing we do love to shout out here also is our Black Excellence Report. So on today's Black Excellence Report, I want to showcase the one, the only Super Bowl winning champ, Jalen Hurts. That's right, Jalen Hurts. So recently I had this has happened a while ago, but I just want to, for those who did not know, I wanted to acknowledge him and remind you all that Jalen is more than just a professional world-class athlete. He's also an highly educated individual. He holds not one but 2 degrees. He holds a master's degree in human relations. He received that from the University of Oklahoma in the year 2023. Now, the cool thing is, this man is a person that signed a $250 million contract from the NFL, money guaranteed, right? He's already successful, so it's like, why pursue higher education? Why? Like, what's the point? Because, folks, in your mind, what is it to you to receive a degree, or master's, or what is it, right? Some folks say, well, I get it so I can live a better life. I know this is a requirement in the job career path that I'm trying to go for, so I need this higher education. Some do it because, look, they might be the first to graduate in their family. Some will always say, look, you can call me names, you can do this, but you cannot take this piece of paper that I've worked my tail for, right? So for a man like him, endorsement deals, millions and millions of dollars, success, why do it? This man juggled all the time while he's playing in the league to also receive a master. So I just want to showcase and acknowledge Jalen Hurts, because, hey, you a lot of folks can criticize professional athletes as being, oh, they're just dumb jocks. They just need to shut up and dribble. What else do they know, right? They don't know enough. By the time they retire, oh, they're losing all that money and fame and stuff. Think again. And one thing I also gotta acknowledge about Jalen Hurts is, and I read about this, he still rents. He has a home that's maybe worth in the low to mid 6 digits. He does not overly spend his funds. Smart, because there is a pattern, especially in the NFL, where a lot of professional football players, once they retire, they rarely hold on to that wealth. And it's like, come on, we got to do better, y'all. We have to do better. So again, I just want to acknowledge Jalen Hurts, man, doing a great job. And yeah, kudos to him. All right, let's get it going with the show, y'all. So last episode, I was talking about how the Trump administration basically effed around and really effed up big time, right? With the whole exposing classified war information plans on a text chat that they didn't realize included a journalist, an editor-in-chief at The Atlantic. Now, the funny thing is, this journalist did not ask to be in this chat. They brought him in there, and then they're like, oh no, what do we do? And so it's just so funny because for so long, oh, they were going after Hillary Clinton with the whole uh uh email scandal, classified emails this, classified emails that. And I'm just like, wait a minute here. Oh, we're talking about the same thing, right? So so let me kind of go back. Let's see here. Okay, so for those who forgot, while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, she used a private email server for official government communications. Can't do that. Can't do that. So let's see if I can read some information in regards to that. FBI investigate whether classified information was improperly handled. And in 2016, the FBI director James Comey said Clinton was extremely careless, but did not recommend any charges. Now, the controversy resurfaced later in 2016 election when the FBI found emails on her laptop belongs to Anthony Weiner. Now, Anthony Weiner, who was a controversial figure in politics, he was a congressman out of New York. He eventually got arrested for sending explicit pics to a minor. He has since then, he's did his time. I believe he's a registered sex offender, if I'm not mistaken. But he made a comeback. He's in talk radio in New York City now. He does podcasting. It was talks that he thought about running again, but he's just, again, very controversial. He was also the husband of Hillary Clinton's aide. Now, the emails did not change the FBI's conclusion, but they will say that those emails really had contributed to Hillary's loss against Donald Trump during the election cycle. So now fast forward. There was hold on, let me see if I can find is that there was a text chain. Hold on, let me try and find it from here. So the information shared through the public available Signal app, where Jeffrey Goldberg, who was the gentleman, the editor of the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic magazine, was not classified, and assurance that Democrats said strains credulity, considering that the detailed plans for the upcoming attack of the Houthis. So these were war plans that they just happened to make a mistake. And you had folks like Pete Hegseth, a gentleman, Mike Waltz. I'm forgetting which his title under the administration, but Pete Hegseth is the defense secretary. You had director of national intelligence, I believe that's Tulsi Gabbard, and it was some other folks, Kash Patel, who's the FBI director. There was other folks that was involved in that text chat. But once again, admit what y'all did was wrong. Admit it. But see, being that is very on brand for Donald Trump to never admit his wrongdoing, he pushed that onto his folks, and they're like, I don't know. And so it's so funny because of the hypocrisy on their faces, because these are the same folks that was like, oh, well, Hillary did that. She's a careless. She should be fired. She should resign. She should this and should that. And guess what, my friends? Oh, it's turning back now. It is so turning back on this new administration. Folks have been saying Mike Waltz should resign. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth should resign because it was under his wrong. I mean, they're asking for so many folks to resign. So let me go ahead and play this sound bite from a current one of the current congressmen that was involved in the hearing that was discussing about why he should resign. So let me go ahead, hold tight as I pull that up. This is Representative out of Colorado, Democratic Representative Jason Crow, who had a few words to share about this whole entire debacle, which was, again, that's what happens when you have unqualified individuals. And What can you say? What else is there going to be expected? I feel like there's going to be a lot more issues that we're going to be seeing happening very, very soon. I mean, come on. How can you forget? And then on top of that, they're going to talk bad about the reporter that they brought in the chat. I'm confused. So this is what the congressman had to say recently during a hearing about this.
I spent my life in service to this country. I deployed 3 times to combat in service to this nation. I learned in that time in service that responsibility is core to leadership. You accept responsibility when things go wrong. You admit mistakes. You set the standard from the very top. It is completely outrageous to me that administration officials come before us today with impunity. No acceptance of responsibility. Excuse after excuse after excuse, while we send our men and women downrange to do incredibly difficult, incredibly dangerous things on our behalf. And yet, nobody is willing to come to us and say this was wrong. It is outrageous and it is a leadership failure, and that's why Secretary Hegseth, who undoubtedly transmitted classified, sensitive operational information via this chain, must resign immediately. There can be no fixes, there can be no corrections until there is accountability, and I'm calling on the administration to move forward with accountability. I spent my life.
Pete, you're a good man, Pete. You're a good man. You got good hair. You know, coming from one guy to another that has good hair. You know, I thought you were a great guy. I thought you were the guy for the job, but I just have to tell you, Pete, you're fired. You're fired. Oh my gosh! And by the way, I was mentioning another name, Mike Walsh. Mike Walsh is the National Security Advisor, so he's taking full responsibility. He should resign or be let go. This is insane. Don't say, okay, people make mistakes. Bull. Of course, folks on the right are going to vouch for this guy because guess what? These folks are a part of your side. So you're going to say, oh, everybody makes mistakes. No. Keep that same heat that you did for the opposing side. Look, I'm an independent. If I see something that is careless, then I'm like, look, you're not for the job, especially if you're on the highest level in office. Now, if this happened in a local level, you still but see, like, we can't be making these mistakes like that, man, because that's really big. That's major. But on a federal level, give me a break. Hit the brakes. You gotta go. You have to go. So it's been many, of course, on the left that is asking for the resignation of these folks. This is from a strong Trump supporter, the founder of Barstool Sports, David Portnoy. This is what he had to say about the whole thing. He posted this on his social media. So let me go ahead and pull this clip for you so you all can hear how he feels about this whole issue and this whole story about the leaked texts that shouldn't have been leaked to a reporter, for crying out loud.
You can't poo-poo it. You can't downplay it. You have to sit up there and be like, holy shit, this is a up of epic proportions. There will be accountability. I will get to the bottom of this. And frankly, I think I don't like calling for people's heads. Michael Waltz, it seems like you're the guy who added him to the group chat. You have to lose your job. You should step down. You cannot be adding random people to a group chat with this sensitive, classified information. Just be like, oh, no, poo-poo. It's on him. He should have left the group chat instantly. This guy shouldn't have stayed in. It's on Jeffrey Goldberg for not immediately being like, hey, I should be here. No. It's on you for adding him. You can't.
And see, right then and there, and I don't always agree with David Portnoy, but I'm a fan of Barstool Sports. I love his take. I mean, look, he's a businessman. He's like, look, if this was my company, you're out of here, buddy. a big, like, I mean, you effed up, but it's so again, hypocrites. They are not gonna tell you their wrongdoing. Here's what the congresswoman out of Texas, Marjorie Taylor Greene, had to say in regards to the whole text thing, whatever. This was her take of it.
I do think it was incredibly sloppy. But that being said, I think it was a mistake, and I can say for certain they're going to put protocols in place so that doesn't happen again.
Do you think your former colleague Walt should face any kind of repercussions?
That's completely up to the president. That'll be a decision that's made in the White House, but I think they're going to correct it. I feel confident in that.
People make mistakes, you know. Those who do not make mistakes can throw the first stone. We all make mistakes, so I'm sure that was not something that he intended or something that he wanted to happen. Give him a pass. Let him work and see what else happens. But the president chose him. The Senate confirmed him. Let him work. If you have never made a mistake, then you can throw the first stone. Let's see if that happens.
But mistakes happen. If it was a mistake, it is what it is, and it won't happen again. I know that.
Do you think your former colleague Walt should face any kind of?
No. He is as top flight of a guy as I know. He's straight up. Walsh is second to none. So no concerns at all.
I do think it was
Okay, so as you heard, that was a few other folks in Congress from the Republican side of the aisle that gave their 2 cents on the whole issue. So for one, did y'all notice how calm and soft-spoken Marjorie Taylor Greene was speaking? Like, that was kind of scary, because I'm always used to hearing you yelling and bashing and throwing insults and stuff, because that's all you do is just insult folks instead of actually get stuff done. That's what you're known for. Human highlight reel. But she's all here soft spoken. People make mistakes, yes, and I know that it's going to be some protocols in place for that, and it's going to be corrected. Yes. Wow. I mean, the hypocrisy. Look, they have been getting drunk off that hypocrisy juice. So they made a mistake. It'll be corrected. Everything's okay. Then, after Marjorie Taylor Greene was a congresswoman out of Florida, for one, it sounded like she was out of breath, so she needs to sit down for a second. They should probably just say, "Ma'am, could you get a breath?" So you see, people, we all make mistakes. Give them a second chance. They shouldn't let them go. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Okay, and then lastly, it was a gentleman out of South Carolina. He is. Oh no, he shouldn't resign. No. He's as straight as it can be. Look, I never said the congressman was bad, but guess what? You made a mistake. And when folks make mistakes in higher office like that, you get criticized. Let that would have been somebody in the previous administration or any Democratic administration. That will be their ammunition until the final days of their 4-year term. They're gonna be like, this happened on your mustard, this happened, and this and that. I mean, come on. But see, the right is like, damn it, now we can't come after them with the whole Hillary Clinton laptop thing, because now they got their own version of that. The text messages. Trust me, the Democrats will continue to use this throughout the primaries. In the upcoming elections, it's going to continue to get you. So, like I said, they really, really, really effed up on this one. So, I tell you, man, it's hilarious to me. Like I said, it's the whole thing is just, it's funny. Speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, though, I wanted to share this because, like I told y'all before, it was weird hearing her talk all calmly and soft spoken. It was really weird. But a recent clip surfaced because Marjorie Taylor Greene, we all know how she acts, right? And so what she does recently is very on brand on what kind of individual she is. She personally insults a reporter that is, I believe, is from the UK, and she just flats out, I mean, does not want to answer a question, saying, "Hey, you need to worry about what's in your country. Where are you from?" Asking her where she. I mean, it's really disgusting. Let me let you listen to this. And these are folks again that serves in Congress. Their constituents voted her in. Is this the right representation that you want, y'all? Come on, let me play this clip for you.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Should the defense secretary?
What country are you? Wait, what country are you from?
The UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay,
And you no. You should care about your own borders.
Do you care
No.
about American lives being put at risk?
Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? What about all the women that are raped by migrants?
Do you care
No,
about
by migrant. No, do you care? Okay, you're done.
Do you care about American lives being put at risk?
You know what? I don't
About
care. I don't.
service members fighting for your country.
I don't care about
And
your
your vice
fake news.
president
Do you have a
and your
relevant
defense
question?
secretary?
Yeah, this is an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm American, and I'd like to hear your answer to what she's asking.
I'm not answering her question
All right,
because I don't care about her network. If you would like to ask, I can answer.
Any concerns whatsoever about the complete disregard of operational security from the top level of this administration?
You want to know about complete disregard about operational security? You should talk about the Biden administration and how they ripped our borders open to terrorists, cartel, child sex trafficking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking across our borders for 4 years.
Oh my
The Trump
gosh.
administration is doing a great job, and I stand by their statements.
So you have
I
no-
stand by
no
their
comment
statements.
whatsoever about
My comment to you is I'm thankful to President Trump that he is leading us out of wars, that he's ending the war in Ukraine, where American lives could have been killed if Joe Biden was still president today, whether he liked it or not. We're talking about NPR and PBS today. We're talking about fake news that was funded with federal funding from American taxpayers. That's what this is about today, not journalists from the UK that should care about
a
their own.
journalist is being vilified for exposing failings in the way that your government.
I mean, woof. Like, I really do not like this person. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all can hear the rudeness in her. For one, is this going to be the ongoing talking points that the right will forever do for the next 4 years? Is, well, let's talk about the Biden administration. Let's talk about the Biden administration. Biden ain't in there. Trump's in there. It's the Trump administration. Stop talking about past administration and talk about stuff today. Now, like, that's what kills me with politicians, because especially this administration and this president. But look, I can't stand when people on the left, on the right, all they do is they was, if you ask them a question, well, this person, they did this. Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, and if say John Doe starts a fight with me, and say we're in elementary school, say John Doe starts fighting with me, and if I respond to that, and then we both fight, and guess who's in trouble? Both of us. Now, if I say, but he did, they're gonna be like, I don't want to hear it. But if that one says, well, he did, I want to hear it, you're both in trouble. Look, that whole back and forth is child play. That is childish talk. Martin Taylor Green, I don't know why. For one, I gotta talk to your district, because the folks that vote for you in, I think they just could care less. I really think they just probably close their eyes and just say, oh, keep her in. Like, seriously, like, what has she done for y'all district? I'm very curious to read up on some of her quote unquote accomplishments, because all she accomplishes is, the loose tongue. I mean, she continues to run her mouth like nonstop. And I'm just like, can someone shut her up, please? Like, she just fake news. This fake news. This is about the fake news. NPR, PBS, funded from our taxpayer dollars, and we're not. You need to go back to your country. I'm gonna talk to this American journalist and not you, because you need to handle what's going on in your side of town. I mean, my goodness, this is leadership right here. And she's, I think, in charge of like a committee, if I'm not mistaken, like chairwoman of a committee. Ugh. I just got a bad taste in my mouth just talking about her. Don't get me wrong. Now, in regards to the whole Trump, the way he's handling the border issue with, look, he's handling. I will say that there is a stronger border than previously. Boom. Good for you. You get 2 thumbs up on that one, Mr. President. But as far as this whole rhetoric, these whole personal attacks on media, on journalists, on the last administration, it's old. It's been old. It's been old. And these folks try so hard to kiss up to the ring of Donald Trump. And hey, he's a president, so you think he got some, and he's a billionaire. So they're like, hey, look, I can do good with this. All Marjorie Taylor Greene, once she's out, trust me, she's gonna have she already has a podcast, if I'm not mistaken. But once she's leaves, she's gonna be doing the whole Matt Gaetz thing or George Santos thing, have her own publication, make money off of running her mouth, like a mad woman she is. And that's that. I mean, this is just, ugh. I think I need to take a breather after that. Look, y'all, we'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you, and we'll be back after these commercial breaks. All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, had to take a break talking about the right. I'm not finished talking about him because I do have another story to speak on, but I do have some takes on the left. So, first story happening in the left, Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett out of Texas gets on stage, says a joke about her sitting Governor Greg Abbott, and she kind of makes a jab at his disability. So let me go ahead and play you the joke and let you hear for yourself, and then I'll share my thoughts on this joke on the other side.
We in these hot Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. So yes. We in these hot Texas streets.
So okay, now Jasmine Crockett, in my mind, is somebody that is a powerful figure in the Democratic Party. She is extremely vocal. She is unfiltered. She claps back quickly. You go after her with an insult, she responds immediately. She went viral on going toe to toe with Marjorie Taylor Greene, because in my mind, Marjorie Taylor Greene was, she's been being a bully since she's been in office, and the left has been so weak and spineless, nobody would respond back and forth with her. Ooh, but then there was Jasmine Crockett. Ooh, I mean, she is fierce. When I tell you she is fierce, she is fierce. Now, there's moments where it's like, okay, it's needed. Then there's moments where I'm like, okay, Jasmine, you're doing a little too much. I think you're getting a little too overconfident. You're enjoying the limelight. You're enjoying the publicity. People are expecting you to, she's basically being the next, I would say, Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, Congresswoman out of California, who is a very, again, aggressive, I was, progressive-ish, she's always been, boom with the attacks, boom with the insult. Come on, come after me. She's a former prosecutor. So she is like the next up and coming, voice. Now, the joke that she made, I don't know if you heard, but she said governor called him Governor Hot Wheels. Now, Greg Abbott has been paralyzed for more than almost 40 years by now. So 40 years ago, he fell off of a tree, or excuse me, a tree fell on him. Let me rephrase it. A tree fell on him, paralyzing him from the waist down. So he's been in a wheelchair forever. So the joke calling him Governor Hot Wheels, and she was at a gala, a human rights campaign gala, and she said Governor Hot Wheels. Now look, and I'm like, how can I put this? So a while back I had talked about Tony Hinchcliffe, a comedian. Tony Hinchcliffe, host of Kill Tony. He went viral last election cycle, calling Puerto Rico a floating pile of trash, excuse me, a floating pile of garbage. And so that right there was he received a lot of heat, a lot of backlash, right? People want to cancel him, this and that and the other. Now, apparently, not everybody thought it was that bad of a joke, because guess what? He just signed a huge deal with Netflix, right? He has a lot of projects, specials, this and that happening with them. What I was saying and explaining with Tony Hinchcliffe, it was a poor joke because you got to look at the setting. It was the wrong place for that kind of joke. Now, it was a bad joke in general, in my opinion. You don't call someone's home garbage. But if you know his style, you know what he is known as, like the ultimate roaster. If you catch his podcast, Kill Tony, they say way worse things than that, right? And so there's a time and a place to say certain jokes. My issue with Jasmine Crockett is the fact that, in my opinion, if you're not a flat out comedian, don't try to be, especially if you're a politician. Donald Trump did the same thing. Not Donald Trump, Joe Biden. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He tried to make a joke out of it. That hurt him. That almost lost him the election. But that was not a good thing to say. There's been so many other politicians that have made poor jokes, and it's hurt them in their elections. It's hurt them during debates. It's not smart to do. So I mentioned on social media, I put on social media, politicians need to keep the comedy to comedians. Am I wrong for it? Now, some folks that respond is saying, well, what about what Trump says? Anybody respond to him about that? I'm not saying that. He says he continues to say poor stuff, right? That's what he does. That's what he does. That's why he is not a fan favorite person. But I'm not saying that y'all need to match up to that. Now, don't get me wrong. I think this is all a part of a strategy too, because they're like, well, look, they get away with saying this and that. Let me go ahead and come after this person. Let me go after the right. Let me hit him where it hurts. But I just think, again, the man is paralyzed. He's been paralyzed for years. And the fact you call him Governor Hot Wheels, I don't know, man. I don't think that was a smart thing to do. I really don't think that was a smart thing to do. That's just me. Now I'm hey, I'm still a fan of hers. I think she's a great voice in the Democratic Party, but I just think this was a not the setting, bad joke. Should she apologize? If she does, I think it just shows how of a class act the Democratic Party is, but just the way folks and voters are, feeling, I think they might look at it as if, some might say the apology might be a sign of defeat and caving in. Some might say, no, keep hitting them where it hurts. So we want to see that. You know what I mean? It's really difficult, calling it out at this point. But Republicans have been already asking to try and censor Jasmine Crockett over the remarks. Now, they've already censored Representative Al Green out of Texas, because Al Green had continued to stand up during the State of the Union, and he would not sit down, he would not refuse, and they escorted him out. Now they censored him. 10 of his own colleagues within his own party said to censor him. So could they be doing the same thing for Jasmine Crockett? If they agree to that, bye Democrats, as far as winning any major elections, because now you're censoring two prominent figures within your party who has at least been going against the grain and going face to face with into the lines, then not scared, and trying really listening to the people. You listen to your voters because they want to see you fight. They don't want to see you holding these little paddles, holding these little notes inside. No, they don't want to see that. They want to see you fight. They want to see you fight. That look, you got independent senator, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders, and you have a Democratic progressive congresswoman in Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on this tour right now. Why? Because people want to see some hope. They want to see y'all fight against an administration that is literally not just causing division, but really trying to put an end to minorities, put an end to any form of success, better wages, better living situations for minorities. It's not the way of life, man. It's not the way it should go. Let me go ahead and digress from this story. Now, in one case, though, in one instance, the Democratic Party did accomplish something over the recently, and that was winning a Senate seat over in Pennsylvania. Democrat James Andrew. That's right, James Andrew recently he narrowly won a special election from Pennsylvania's state Senate seat in a Republican leaning suburbs and farming communities that was really considered a Trump district, and he flipped it, scoring an upset for the party rolled by in fighting since the President Donald Trump's victory. Says here Malone's victory. James Andrew Malone. That's his name. James Andrew Malone. Says that Malone's victory over Republican Josh Parsons recently election might provide a light in the darkness for Democrats who are at each other's throats publicly and struggling to unify around strategies to counter Trump. Now, with this victory he recently had, came in the county, as the Democrats say they haven't represented in the chamber in over a century. Malone said in an interview that he was helped by Trump's embrace of chaos and rejection of the methodological cohesive, and by the book strategy of accomplishing his agenda in his first 2 months. I quote, he said that he's chosen to do it the way he does everything right. Throw a brick in the basket and see what comes out. A computer application designer, who Malone is, and mayor of a tiny East Pittsburgh population of 4,500. So if you probably heard about this story, so that was a huge upset. There's more elections occurring within this year, primary elections happening in local states and all that good stuff. So we will continue to follow up more with you with what's occurring with these elections. Let me go ahead and move it on. Let me go ahead and move it on to another quick story. I'm looking at my time, about almost like less than 10 minutes. So let me lastly might need to hold that. Well, no, you know what? I will talk about this. Let me stay in politics. I got some other stories I wanted to mention, but let me talk about this real quick. So Trump recently placed 25% tariffs on imported automobiles. So this is what he had to say in regards to this whole plan. And I'll talk about why this is not a good thing. Like, this could really backfire for us Americans, okay? Us hardworking folk out here. And yeah. I I want to keep you guys informed and aware of the things that's going on in this new administration that you might not be aware of. So let me go ahead and hold tight as I play this clip for you all.
This is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at. And we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been seeing, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think also because of November 5th, the election, they're very happy. AI is coming back to levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's a new, sort of a new business, I guess, when you think about it. But it's plants are going up all over the United States, and many of them have already been started. We're getting early electricity taken care of. We're getting permits very quickly for them. And we're going to make their life very happy. They're coming in with tens of billions of dollars. Individual plants will cost 10, 15, even $20 billion. We're going to let them build electricity generating plants along with their plant. And they can't even believe it. And we're going to get them very quick permits, as I've done always. I did that in Louisiana with 2 LNG plants. I got them one permit in one day after waiting 14 years and the other one in 1 week after waiting for 12 years. But this is very exciting to me. This is the automobile industry, and this will continue to spur growth like you haven't seen. Before I was elected, we were losing all of our plants. They were being built in Mexico and Canada and other places. Now those plants largely have stopped, and they're moving them to our country. In Indiana, the great state of Indiana, I love Indiana. Honda is building one of the biggest plants anywhere, and they've just started. They wouldn't have done it without this. In all cases, they wouldn't have done it without what we're doing. So we'll effectively be charging a 25% tariff. But if you build your...
All right. Because I want to have plenty of time to share my thoughts on this. Okay. 25%. I think he originally said 2.5 or 0.2 something. He went up to 25%. 25% tariff places 25% tariffs on imported automobiles. Okay, just want to let you know this is why this could really backfire. So car prices would rise as manufacturers pass the tariffs cost. So okay, higher prices on consumers. Higher vehicle prices could reduce sales, leading to job loss. All right, at dealerships and other industries. So now you're looking at job loss, higher prices. So okay, higher costs, job loss. Okay, retaliatory tariffs. Okay, other countries could impose their own tariffs on the U.S. exports, hurting American manufacturers, especially in agriculture and other industries. Once again, backfire, costing costing the United States a lot more trouble than what initially we had prior. All right. I've already mentioned harm to U.S. auto manufacturers, reduce vehicle choices because consumers would have fewer affordable options in foreign automakers. It's almost like forcing everybody to go American made. Now, look, I have an American made car, but prior to that, I had a foreign car, and I loved it. Why not have a wide variety of options of vehicles? No, now they're cutting it short. With this occurring, the impact on supply chain. All right. It says here, let's see, the auto industry relies on, global supply chain. That's going to be hurting. Economic slowdown. The auto industry is a major part of the U.S. economy. I repeat, the auto industry is a major part of the U.S. economy. We have trade war escalations, increased costs for U.S. auto part suppliers, possible violation of trade agreements, disproportionate impact on low-income buyers, inflationary pressure. I mean, everything I see here is why it causes more harm than good. That's my issue, y'all. this whole thing, yeah, it has some benefits. It has some benefits, but if you tally up, is it more harm than good or more good than harm? It's more harm than good. So why are we considering this? Even Bill O'Reilly, I listened to a conversation he had with Stephen A. Smith. Doing the tariffs one at a time. Don't just flat out push it all, because now you're hurting other folks. You're hurting families. You're hurting folks that had these jobs. You're just going let me put all my chips in one basket. No, dissect. If you're trying to help build the economy, do at a slower pace. Do a smaller percentage. 25%, Don. 25%. You're killing me. That's insane. I tell you, man. I tell you, it's just. But you know what? You can't tell this guy anything. And the worst part is he thinks only for himself and the wealthy. Himself and the wealthy. He's not thinking of the little people. Because guess what? There was a lot of voters who were in the lower income brackets, maybe lower middle class brackets, that were voters for Donald Trump. And now they're feeling most of the effects because of his wrongdoing, of his stupidity, choice of strategy and plans and all this other crap. I mean, it's ridiculous. You want to try and be cordial and build great relationship with your allies. Don't try and ruin relationships. Why would you do that? Who does that? But once again, we're talking to the top of the line businessman of all, who had successful businesses as he had Trump University. That was successful. Wait, that actually flopped. Wait, he had the casinos in Atlantic City. Oh wait, that also failed. Okay. He had the football team, right? Oh wait, that also failed. Jeez, I mean, what actually worked for Donald Trump? I keep on forgetting. Anything? No, not even. No. Okay, so he's a professional bankrupter. That's what he's known for. He's a professional bankrupter. Don't pay taxes. He never has anything that. I mean, he inherit wealth. Okay, you own property in New York City. Guess what? You're automatically going to be wealthy. It's the concrete jungles. That's just. I tell you, man. I tell you, this guy here, he's a piece of work, y'all. Piece of work. But look, my friends, that time has come. I have to jet, but do me a favor, continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate all the support. Follow, subscribe, share with friends and family. Follow us on social media, on all of our social media platforms at the Arrington Gavin Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rumble, as well as download the GOATverse TV app today. It's free, available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take care, my friends. Look, next episode will be episode 300, so I can't wait to share with you. I have a great guest in store for you all, and also great conversation and great celebration. So peace and blessings, y'all. I'll see you next time for another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm out.